No worries. We'll see the things probably towards the end of the session. You can share the file and show me the issue.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get started with the today's agenda. Now today we will be doing a deep dive into the Fusion Accounting Hub, what exactly the setups are related to Fusion Accounting Hub. But before even going into the setups, we have a use case that is, for example, we are a bank and we have an external loan management system where all the loan applications are processed, the loan origination happens and all that stuff. So we'll have one functional overview of the Fusion Accounting Hub, what are the business flow, any planning, what the things that we keep in mind while registering a new source system, what is accounting event model, how does accounting attributes, transaction objects, and sources comes into picture, what are all these objects, how do we go about designing these objects. Then we will define each of it in the system, and we will be discussing all that today. Then we will also be discussing about the accounting transformation configuration, like the setups that will derive your chart of account combinations and everything. So on the left hand side, we have some setups that would derive our, like when we create a journal, there are a lot of attributes while creating a journal. You have a ledger name, you have a currency, you have some header level attributes and everything. And you also have certain combinations, line amounts and everything. So how my debits and credits would get generated, what are the setup configuration that we need to keep in mind, and how do we go about designing, we'll discuss all of that. Okay, so now the purpose obviously is to understand the in-depth knowledge of Fusion Accounting Hub. Let me just do a full screen. My screen is visible fine, right?
Yes.
Perfect, okay. Okay, so Fusion Accounting Hub helps you create a detailed auditable journal entries from your source transactions. So till now we have discussed the complete flow of my FAH, or maybe from an internal subledger accounting to my GL through the subledger accounting engine, going through the GL balances, going to the financial reporting center into your SBS Cube and drilling down back from that particular reporting platform. So we can do all of that, and we can leverage the SBS Cube using our Fusion Accounting Hub as well, because when we bring in the source transactions using FAH or any third-party applications, all of that also goes to your SBS Cube, and we can have multiple ways. We can implement whatever ways we want. We can probably implement only third-party application and use the features of only GL and reporting platforms and basic GL. We can also implement internal subledgers like your AP and AR, and we can have external subledgers also coming into Fusion applications. So it depends on the business scenario, why we are implementing FAH and how we are leveraging the cloud application. So the source system journals entries are transformed into Oracle Fusion GL. Like we created our ledger, we entered a manual journal entry. Similarly, our source systems are going to send some source information. They will not be sending us the actual accounting entry. They will just send some source information. And once the source information is sent across, we are going to leverage that to design how we generate my debits, how we generate my credits, what is the debit amount, what is the credit amount, what is going to be my combination for each of my line debit and credit. So we can use a lot of formulas and a lot of rules. We'll discuss them one by one.
Ashish, this is Srinivasan. I have a question on the auditable journal entries, right, from the source system.
Right.
How do you audit that? Because you have the transaction headers and transaction lines. Once you load the data, Oracle tells to purge the transaction headers and lines because that is only transaction data. Then how would you go back and audit how your source data came and how you
So
transformed
you
it
will
into?
have, yeah, so you will have, we will create certain reconciliation reports
Okay.
leveraging the
You will check.
OTBI.
Okay.
Yep,
Thanks.
sure. Okay, then the balances are used in your financial reporting center for reporting and analysis. So all of that you can do. Okay. Does anybody has any questions on this particular flow? The
No,
high
just
level
one
flow?
question about the drill down one. So let's say if you are running some of your systems on Oracle Cloud and some of them are on-premise EBS. So, and you're using FAH for some of the transformation. Then in that case, you can definitely drill down to EBS from FAH, correct? To just get the source information without creating the reconciliation report if I need to.
Yes, you can do that. So there are two products basically. One is if you are like leveraging EBS to Fusion FAH Cloud, we have something called as Fusion Accounting Hub Reporting Cloud. So we can leverage that particular module, or we can, like, if you have external third-party application and not EBS, you don't have EBS, so you can do that as well. So in EBS side, there are certain patches that we need to apply to the EBS instance, and all of your ledger configuration, chart of account configuration automatically gets created into your Fusion Cloud. We have to give the IP addresses, the username, passwords, URLs, and everything in the EBS. Once we apply that patch, those configurations can be done, and automatically nothing needs to be created manually in Fusion Cloud. And then there is a drill down capability as well.
So behind this scene, it's still the Hyperion backbone kind of thing they've created. Like, I mean, I still feel all the same product used in a different way in the cloud configuration.
Uh, Yes and no. Like, obviously, you use the reporting capabilities, not only Hyperion reporting capabilities. You can still use the BI reporting capabilities. Obviously, you use, because your balances get posted to your S-Base Cube as well. So you can use your FRS, Smart View, and Account Monitor, Account Inspector, all these tools that works on the S-Base Cube. But apart from that, you can still use OTBI and BI Publisher platforms to build some analytics and all those things. So those can be also used. So if you want to build some kind of dashboards and all, those also can be built on Fusion GL.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now in the Fusion Accounting Hub, we can have n number of source systems sending the data to our cloud application, and in between we have our accounting rules. We write our accounting rules. We have our accounting engine. We have subledger journals getting created. In this accounting rules and accounting engine, we are going to understand. So the area that we will be understanding today is subledger accounting rules. What are the rules? What are the events? And what does accounting engine configuration does? So if you remember, when we created our ledger configuration, we attached a subledger accounting method as standard accrual. So we are going to create a subledger accounting method from scratch, from zero. We are going to create a subledger accounting method. We'll see what all configuration is required, and then we'll go and attach that to the ledger. And tomorrow we are going to upload some journals on the configuration that we do today. So we'll have some subledger journals uploaded tomorrow. And this obviously goes to my GL journals. So the UI that you access this particular subledger journals is no other than your GL module. You go to your GL module, wherever you see that manage journals, to go and see your manual journals or any internal subledger journals. There itself you have manage subledger journals. You click on that particular option and we can see the subledger journals. We'll see that tomorrow. Then obviously the balances are posted. You can do any kind of analytics, financial reporting, real-time reporting, and on this application. Now, your third-party systems can be anything. They send over information. So you can create the transactions. You can also restrict some transactions being created. You can apply the centralized rules and validations. So when I say centralized rules, all your rules are visible on the UI. You can do all your transformations within the UI and everything can be done. So you don't need to do any kind of transformation when the file in the OIC, because it becomes like a black box, and it is difficult to change those rules, enhance those rules in future. So you have all the accounting transformation rules in one central repository, which is none other than your subledger accounting engine. So Fusion Accounting Hub also, it leverages the same accounting engine that the internal subledgers uses. The only difference is, for our internal subledgers, the complete event model and accounting derivation logics are pre-seeded in the system. You don't need to do this configuration. But when you leverage or you create external subledger source or application, then we need to do that configuration from scratch. You can still reuse some of the configuration that external or internal subledgers has. You can copy and use that configuration. But generally we don't copy because the requirements are different. But if you have a requirement wherein you can copy and use it, you can use that as well. So you can follow the global accounting principles and you can create analytics, transformations, all of this we have already discussed. So some of the challenges that people faced were, obviously, we discussed this a few times, where to maintain the accounting for non-Oracle systems. So the source systems may be capable of doing accounting. It's not that if they're not only doing, means capable of doing accounting, only then you move your rules to Oracle Cloud. That's not the case. There may be the source systems are still like able to do accounting, but you might want them to convert to a different accounting standard, or you want to account in a different representation as well, which the source systems are not able to do. So there can be multiple reasons to do that. Lack of auditability, incomplete audit trail. So we have audit trail that is available. We can drill down from the GL, subledger journals, and all of that. Difficulty in adoption of corporate accounting policies and regulations. This is is a big point why people choose to implement FAH, because they have certain corporate accounting policies for their consolidation needs, for their headquarters, for their local accounting principles, local accounting gaps and regulations, and which they cannot leverage in different third-party applications when they have operations in different countries. So it becomes really challenging for big organizations to maintain all their accounting policies, because if, for example, they have a loan management system, they are operating in 5 countries. And if they have their accounting rules in 5 different systems, because each country is having their rules in 5 different systems, just imagine if you have to change some policy, if some IFRS standard has changed, if say lease accounting, revenue accounting, or anything, any policies have been changed, they have to go inside 5 different systems, change all the accounting rules, do that testing, and then do all of that processes. So it is very easy to just go into one single repository and change all your accounting principles for all your different systems, for all your different entities in different countries they are operating. So it's very easy to do that. You're not prone to errors when you do that, or maybe less errors. I would not say no errors at all, but yes, you can get less number of errors when you are importing the data. Ownership of accounting logic lying in multiple intermediate systems. We already discussed this. Hidden accounting derivation logic. So you can have certain, you might need your IT guys to go and check what accounting derivation logics have been written, or it may be written in a code or something. So here you don't need to write any code. No logic needs to be written. It is all via UI. So you can write all your accounting rules, everything via UI. Obviously, you need some understanding and training to understand the setups and the flows. But if proper training is given to the business users or like the stakeholders, not the exactly end users, they can also go inside and do basic changes as well. So you have your entire rules configuration and all of that information. You also have reusability of a lot of accounting rules. So if you're implementing some other applications, you're leveraging any other third-party application and you want to reuse some of the subledger accounting rules, you can reuse them as well. And high cost, high maintenance, more manpower is required to maintain, all those factors remains. So we already discussed this, like for example, in a traditional system where there is non-FAH world, so you have integration challenges in a non-FAH world, you have multiple source systems sending the data to Oracle GL or maybe any other GL if they are sending the data, and you have certain accounting derivation logics that have been written in between your integrations. So it is like a complete black box for the business users. Obviously the technical folks, the IT folks would understand what mappings has been done and all of that. Let's say for example you write these logics in OIC. Uh, Obviously you need a special skill set to go inside OIC and see what mappings have been done, what services have been written, what logics have been written and everything. So it becomes like a black box, what rules have been written and what mappings has been done. Anything you need to update, you need to go and ask the IT to go and update. But as a business user, let's say you have a new chart of account value and you want to add that value in a mapping set in your accounting rules. So a business user can directly go and add that particular value in the mapping set. Obviously you need little bit of training to understand the flows, but yes, all the rules are visible and you can do that quite flexibly. So features of FAH also we have discussed, deals with external applications, so you can leverage any other external application. You can you do not have a seeded event model, so hence you need to build the event model from scratch. I'm going to discuss what is the event model. No seeded accounting rules, so you need to build the accounting rules from scratch. So there are no rules that are available in the system. Okay, now the benefits of FAH. The benefits of FAH are you can rapidly integrate new systems. FAH offers a number of benefits like your obviously cost saving, global model, and you can do all of that. And also in the after release 12, Oracle has given you rapid implementation spreadsheets. So the rapid implementation spreadsheet that we saw for our chart of accounts, we have a similar rapid implementation spreadsheet to create our source systems, create our event model, create our sources, attributes, everything in one single spreadsheet and upload that. So we are going to use that spreadsheet. Till release 9, we had access to databases when we had on-prem systems, and Fusion was also available on-premise. So we could actually connect to the databases using the SQL developer, and we used to create our custom tables like the header table, line tables and all that. But in cloud application, when we have to create our transaction objects, let's say we have to create tables and views and all of that, you don't need any database access. You don't need to write your SQL to create a table. You just populate a basic rapid implementation spreadsheet. System is going to automatically create your transaction objects and everything. So the implementation has also become much more simpler, much more easier, and you can really leverage the new systems quite quickly. Obviously, you need to understand the source systems, what kind of data they are doing, what transactional objects they have. So FAH obviously provides you the ability to define your accounting rules. Anybody has any questions?
Yeah, on the transaction objects, it automatically creates. I thought it just creates the views. But it still uses the base transaction headers and lines, or is it creating any tables for each source system, or is it
It will create your tables as well.
creates a table?
Yep.
So when it creates a table, we have to, give inputs as like what are all the columns we require, right? In EBS, like that's how we design the table, right? Transaction object table. So here in the front end, we have the option to key in what are the columns we have as a transaction
Yes,
object.
we will be keying in, right? So we give the data type as well, with it's a text or a date or a number format.
Okay. Okay.
We do that, yeah. So FH obviously provides you the entire capability to derive your accounting rules, accounting configuration. Entire combinations can be derived, one or more segments. Multiple accounting representations can be used using FAH. So you can have your primary ledgers and secondary ledgers created. You can have a accounting method attached to your primary ledgers. Like for example, we discussed a scenario when we have IFRS accounting principles attached to our UK ledger, that is a primary ledger, and we can have a secondary ledger in US GAAP or maybe Indian accounting standards. So you can create another accounting method for the same source third-party application and attach that accounting method to your secondary ledgers. So one transaction that comes in from your source can be accounted in two different principles, or multiple accounting representations for the same transactions can be done in a single event. So you don't need to do that twice. So you can also have ability to define separate rules to derive individual segment values. We are going to see all of that. It will be a little difficult to understand right now.